my home, who was the emotional stability and the fact that she was there for me at the expense of her own children who lived with her mother and with her aunt. So this is a very typical South African story. It's not always a comfortable one or an easy one, but I feel that it's one that really needs to be told.
Wow, this is definitely a tearjerker, and we're joined now by filmmaker Margaret Keam, along with the star of the film, Margaret Matlala. Welcome, lady.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Wow.
This story has to be told. This documentary has to be made.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I think, like Bonnie and I speak about this kind of thing a lot, is that relationship is so important. When I was watching this, I couldn't help but think about my own family, and you know, we don't often, it is a very uncomfortable thing for me to talk about, but thinking of, like, with the ladies who looked after us, they couldn't look after their own children, and they looked, and I kept on thinking, and I'm going to give you the question, to love those children as if you love your own, knowing that you would rather be with your own children, or like, that you, like, what is that relationship like? What's that feeling like?
Because of working, I find myself already in that kind of a love, that as if I love my children. I love those children exactly like that. Yeah. So I couldn't change it. It was there.
Wow, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, Diana, this is like the quintessential South African story. It just warms my heart that this conversation is finally happening on the platform that it's happening, because I think a lot of people want to have this conversation, but there's been so much discomfort steeped around those racial relations, and just it's so racially charged, so people steer away from it. How do you feel at this moment?
What's quite interesting for me is I found the response from women particularly has been incredibly powerful, less so from men. So I think it is also because of there's kind of around the planet more and more female stories coming to the fore, more people, and as women we're standing up. So it becomes a female for me it's a female story first and foremost. Wow. And then obviously the race issue is kind of accentuated in South Africa. Yeah. Margaret turns 80 in January next year, and last year at my mother's funeral she said to me, "Don't be late for mine," and I realized I've got to do it now. Wow. She phoned me the other day and said, "Am I going to still be alive when you make this film?" So
wow. Margaret, how did you feel when you found out Diana wanted to make this film about you?
I was really happy. I was really glad that our story being house helper, how it goes.
Yes. So beautiful.
Yes.
What was Diana like as a child?
Oh, she was a sweet girl. She
had
used to listen
legs.
to me. Even when she was naughty, I would stop her quickly, and she understood that on a bum.
Sharp away.
Oh, I love that. So now what happened, and I mean, it seems obvious, but I'd like to know the story around it. You said you were going to make it as a fictional story, and then now you haven't made the documentary yet because you want to get other people's stories involved?
No, I'm doing a crowdfunding campaign that launches on Mother's Day. So I decided to make the documentary when my mother died last year in July. And so from then we've been developing it. I went to the Berlin Film Festival, found a co-producer, and so this is the beginning. We're kind of at the beginning of the journey.
Can I ask the all-important question, how much money do you need to make this?
Well, on the crowdfunding, we're asking for $500,000, which will help the development and get us into production. To make the entire film is going to be a couple of million, but I kind of felt that was a bit ambitious to ask everybody. Yeah. And then we'll see. We're hoping it's also raising publicity around it. Yeah. And if you know, it's the post-production stage is also very expensive, but at least if we shoot it, then we can raise money again for the post-production side. Yeah. But the film is leading me. I'm following it. Yeah. It's telling me what to do.
You just have to.
It's a beautiful story.
Yeah, it absolutely is. What do you want the effect of the film to have? Like, what do you want people to feel and act and do once they've seen it?
Are you talking about the crowdfunding? You're talking about the documentary once it's made?
Done, yeah.
I've always at our first elections, I thought about these amazing women that were this cultural bridge. And not only did they bring an African culture into our homes, they also went home and said, you know what, white people also have tragedies and death and, what did you say the other day, divorces?
Divorce.
And I really wanted to acknowledge that. Then I wanted to kind of share this relationship, a special relationship that I have with this woman, it is an emotive story, and it will be an emotional film. So you will feel and acknowledge. You know,
they are such a beautiful cultural bridge. I mean, you say that, and I'm realizing it for the first time.
You said you didn't think
you
that white
went
people
home and humanized white people for people who felt like apartheid basically dehumanized white people as well.
And I grew up on her back, with her dancing, listening to African music, speaking the language. So.
Wow.
Yeah, they played a big.
Was it difficult for you because you go home and it's during the apartheid era, but then you've got a love for white children?
Yes, it wasn't difficult. It was just nice because it was that time. I couldn't just separate it from it, but I was okay.
Yeah.
I was
and it's interesting for me how apartheid also it dehumanized both black people and white people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a disgusting time.
But what a beautiful friendship as well.
It's more than that.
It's more than that. She's your daughter.
It's family.
She's my daughter. She knows that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I mean, because of the deaths and things that happened in my family, we particularly close. Margaret happened to be visiting my father when he died, and she was with him physically when he died. He left us when I was 10, and he died in his 60s. So she's been at all the weddings, all the funerals. I've been at my daughters were bridesmaids at her daughter's wedding. So we've had this 3 generations. I mean, she started working for my grandmother when she was a teenager, and she's turns 80 next year.
I'm so excited at the conversation that this is going to begin, and the beautiful stories that people are going to tell.
And with my family, we have Selena, who's been with us for 3 generations.
Wonderful.
And Selena is part of our family.
Yes.
She is our family. Yeah. Hi, Selena, if you're watching, we love you.
I also think that because of all of the issues around domestic workers, that they haven't been honoured for who they are and the amazing jobs that they've done. And as Margaret was saying the other day, she's proud of what she did and the children she looked after and the job that she did, and she supported her family. Her siblings became teachers with the money that she sent home to help them be educated.
Wow.
Their children are doctors, so that's something to be proud of.
You should be so proud of yourself.
Exactly.
That is really beautiful.
I am.
What a lady.
Yes.
Really lovely.
As people complain that we didn't get so much money, but that money we had, if you use it wisely, we gain some things. I was talking about jumble sale. When we left home, we didn't have enough clothes, as we were wearing mostly rags.
Yeah.
But working as domestic servant, the ladies that time, the white ladies, they never used to put jumble sale and sell. They used to give us all the clothes. So we used to be so happy to take that home. And my mother was so happy whenever I got there. She would open and see, this will fit this, I'll fix this for that. And then the poor start moving a bit away because it was really difficult. When I left school, it wasn't nice. I was going to write the exam, but I had to leave because my father was sick and I had to go and plow. Going to school, it wasn't easy because I used to go to twice a week, another week, and another week 3 times. But because of the time that our teachers used to understand, we have to look after the cattle, sheep and goats.
Wow.
And sometimes when it was plowing time, we get off from school and go and plow. But thanks God that our younger sisters and generation, they managed to get good education. Yes, I'm proud of that. I'm proud.
I cannot wait to watch your story. I really, really, really hope you get all this money. So this Mother's Day,
I hope you get more than you need.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I'm
what
dying
we're
to watch
saying
the
to
story.
people as part of the crowdfunding campaign is if you have a woman that's worked with your family, thank her by contributing towards a film, and in the end credits, we will say thank you to her with the photograph, with the name. And what I'm hoping is to get not just the money, but the names, so that we can show how many of these.
What a beautiful gesture.
Beautiful. You're going to get
bless
it.
both of
You're
you.
going to get it. Can't wait to watch it.
Thanks.
Now we've got more Mother's Day inspiration coming up after the break. Now Chef Clem has a quick and easy breakfast recipe that you can put together in a jiffy on Sunday morning to spoil your mum. Bonnie's boys, hope you're watching now. We'll be right back.
Nutri-Kids. Good for mom, way better for kids. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to your favorite show, live on SABC3. Nutri-Kids believe in giving our little ones the nutrition that they need with a wonderful range of nutritional products for toddlers. A product that is truly good for mom, way better for kids. Today, it's mom's turn to feel all the love. In light of Mother's Day, this Sunday, we share our unconditional love for our beautiful mothers with some of the most adorable kids.
She buys me stuff. Buy me food and toys. She always takes care of me. When she takes me to different places and I like the place, when she takes me to jump around. Cuddling me. If I surprise her with something that's really special. If I buy her some chocolates. When I laugh, that makes her very happy. Because she takes me out to the beach. My mom buys me stuff a lot. Because she buys me clothes and food and toys. Because she loves me the whole time. Because she tickles me and she always tickles me a lot and she tickles me on the tickliest spot. I love her the most in the wide world. I love you, Mom, so much. To the moon and back. I love you, Mom. I love her this much, 102.59. I love you, Mom.
That was absolutely adorable. No one says I love you like a child to a parent. And if you love that, be sure to go and see the video on @Clover Nutri-Kids social media pages and spread the love with your mom this Mother's Day.
Nutri-Kids. Good for mom, way better for kids. Made with love by Clover.
Oh, I love you, Mom. Now, what better way to treat your mom with a breakfast in bed? Today, Clem has just the recipe, and he promises it's going to be mouth-watering. It looks really good.
I've had to fight people off because they've had a snack.
Yeah.
And now it's not going to happen, okay? Mom's first today. Oh. Now, let's talk about this. It's a really great one. So we've been switching things up a bit this week, putting the wrong things on the outside and the inside, you know what I mean?
Yes.
We're going to keep it constant. We'll do this as well. Okay. So I've got bacon on the outside of our tart. It's going to be in a kind of a shell. Everything should be wrapped in bacon. Why not?
Okay, but then I have to sing my song to you.
Okay.
It goes from The Lion King. It goes, are you aching? Yup, yup, yup. For some bacon, yup, yup, yup. I'm a big pig. You can be a big pig too. Hey!
What? I completely missed that part of the movie.
Oh, well, I've watched it 100
times.
You'll be amazed by what you pick up on when you've watched something that many times.
All right, cool. So into our tartans, over the bacon,
okay.
We're going to put some all butter puff pastry. Don't get the normal stuff. Go get the all butter. It's Mother's Day.
Of course.
It's Mother's Day.
Extra
all right.
butter.
So then, it's really easy. This is kind of easy enough for kids to do. It really, really is. So dads, get involved. Get everyone in there. Then, some pesto.
Amazing. Love pesto.
We love pesto.
And nowadays, I've been seeing there's lots of different kinds of pestos. You don't just have to go basil.
No, not at all. You can go tomato, you can go roasted red pepper, you can go butternut pesto. I can go on for days.
Yeah, amazing. Let's start making some of that on the show.
Let's do that.
I can impress my guests again.
So this kind of is a take on green eggs and ham, if you think about it. I just thought about that right now.
Oh, my word. I love that. Dr. Seuss will be proud.
Very proud. So, they don't got some free-range eggs. This is the kind of tip. Use a spoon to get the yolk out first.
Wow.
Then pour the whites over, because chances are
it's going to separate an egg, by the way.
It really, really is. Why has no one thought about that?
I don't know. Did you just think of it now?
It just happened.
I knew that wasn't a natural thing to do.
There we go. Just like that.
Ooh,
now
I'm going to do the special ingredient.
Gooi.
Does that go now?
Yeah, but you know what? A little bit of salt. But the thing is, you don't want to add too much salt because, as we know, Parmesan is quite salty.
Yeah.
but you can gooi. It'll be really
But
really
now
great.
it's a lot of cheese on the top, because then perhaps it'll be quite tasty when it gets a little bit burnt on the cheese on the top.
You know, all right. So I think this would really make the most amazing breakfast for Mom.
Yeah.
You can substitute
Deal.
the bacon with some smoked chicken as well, but a glass of champagne and this, I think you'd be winning.
Oh, a little mimosa for Mama.
Yeah.
Exactly. And of course, if you want this recipe, simply SMS the keyword MOM to 33650 and make her day. The show's not over yet. We've still got a live performance coming up by Moonchild Sanelly after the break. So stay right where you are. Mwah.
Express yourself.
One, two, got it?
Run, run, run from F-boys. Run, run from F-boys. Run from F-boys. Run, 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 run from F-boys. Run, run from F-boys. Run from F-boys. Run, run, run. Hola. So guys, what a momish. I got a lift from Ulrich.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and it's definitely the moment we've all been waiting for, and the only way to kick off a weekend, right? Now, she describes her unique sound and style as future ghetto funk. She's one of South Africa's most creative and fashionable artists, and a loving mother of three. Here is Moonchild Sanelly with F-Boys.
Run, run, run from F-boys. Run, run from F-boys. Run from F-boys. Run, 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 run from F-boys. Run, run from F-boys. Run from F-boys. Run, run, run. Hola. So guys, what a momish. I got a lift from Ulrich. I had to pop the petrol. I didn't mind at all. Cause the guy on a smiley, one the chama of my fancy. There's a little hanky-panky before we park at his gripo. Well, that's what I thought. He's an estate agent. This house was never bought. Ulinde, Lisale. Now I was a spot. Matlala Moonchild. I mean, no guy. Oh, hot. Got to guy. Who's this girlie? Run, run, run from F-boys. Run, run from F-boys. Run from F-boys. Run, run, run. Run, run, run from F-boys. Run, run from F-boys. Run from F-boys.
run away from those boys and run to us instead.
I love that little run you were doing in your performance. It actually reminds me of that Trevor Noah joke where he says, please don't bite me, don't bite me. When are you going to bite me? Do you remember that thing? It was hilarious. But congratulations, what a great performance.
I also have never heard that Trevor Noah joke, but I just enjoyed watching
you. The one about vernacular. You haven't heard that one?
No,
Anyway, forget that. But great performance. Thank you so much for joining us.
Tell us a little bit about the song without saying the full word of the first letter.
So it's like we're all, especially as independent women, we find power in having powerless men because we want to nurture and feel like the bomb and maybe tolerate a useless man because we want to be Bonnie and Clyde. That time, they are nursing a rotten potato, and a potato makes the rest of the sack.
Why do you think that happens, that strong woman nurse weak F-boys?
Maybe it's balance because
she's not asking for herself.
Yeah,
not at all.
I don't know. It's
asking
the crazy thing. I know. But isn't that nature of strong women?
Yeah.
It's just like
there you go.
If you get someone who's supposed to be the same space as you or above you, somehow there's something there that has to do with insecurity that comes out of nowhere, and it's just so sad.
Wow.
And then you get to find the broke guys. They can actually just want to receive. So sometimes I say the bedroom compensates for the zeros in the bank because the guy doesn't have time to master his skill because he's got too much money and he needs to continue making it. But I also talk a lot of trash.
You say some very interesting things about your relationship with your man, but you also say you get dumped.
Yes.
Why?
Because they want to dilute me. I become a fascination, and then from fascination, I become too much. So it's almost as if it's for stage, and I'm not going to sing breakfast to you. Do you know what I mean? So it's like a fascination, and then you're scared of people like you who are also fascinated with me, even though I've chosen you. So it's so sad, the dumping situation. It's just like, you too. I got used to it. It's just like, I know when we have to talk, it's that thing. To a point where now that my boyfriend, when he says he wants to talk to solve things, I'm freaked out because it's just like, here we go again.
But communication is the only thing that is the only way things are going to be solved. It's about learning how to communicate then.
Yes, I think my biggest thing has not been communicate. It's been not communicating. Even though like I'm open and vocal and I do all these things. In fact, I actually just, because everything's happening so crazy right now, I started singing Shrink. I was like, babe, balance me because I'm great, but I don't want to die like Amy Winehouse. So it's just like one of those things where I know for a fact I struggle to talk about my feelings. I'm able to talk about every feeling that I experience that everyone can relate to, and I can empower within it. But normal feelings with me is
or anything that makes you too vulnerable.
But you have to do that.
I can't be vulnerable.
But you have to learn a comfortable space because of who you are in the public eye, and because of how much you're giving. You need to find a space where you're giving back to yourself.
A safe space.
And to go and to go for therapy is like you go to a personal trainer for your body. You've got to go to a therapist for your mind and for your emotions. You've got to look after that just as much as you look after your body.
You're so wise, my friend. You should have a talk show. You should have a talk show.
We should have a talk show. We should call it Afternoon Express.
So, guys, while you were chatting, did you see me hoing the soup? Because it's the bomb.
Is it amazing? Is it
You've
delicious?
got to taste it. It's absolutely
I love
delicious.
chicken soup. I literally had it every single day last week. It was just so good.
This is chicken soup for the soul. Hey?
This is awesome.
Wow,
We
Clem.
are
Shout out
chicken
to Clem.
soup for the soul, man.
Listen.
Thank you for feeding my soul.
You are amazing.
Exciting news. You're going on a tour. You're opening for Antwoord.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I'm so jealous. I love them.
Dude, I love them.
And you're working with the Gorillas.
I've already done the album with Damon album from
Gorillas.
I love them as well. So it's
so
just like,
jealous.
that's why I was saying I had to see a Shrink because like it's
Because you're just living your best life and it's a lot.
It's just like I balance. So it's so crazy with Damon. We even got matching tattoos. So
Oh, you are lying. Is he single? Because I will marry him. I'd really like to actually hook that up.
he was with his ex-wife. He was here with his ex-wife when he was inside the country.
Well, it's an ex-wife. I'm not married. Make sure you join again on Monday for a special health edition of Afternoon Express. We'll be looking at the autoimmune disease lupus and how it works. Please, we sit down, plus we sit down with American author Zinzi Clemens. It's going to be a great show.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a lovely weekend.
We love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. We hope that you have an amazing, amazing
dummy.
Bonnie, that's coming in form of flowers, my girl.
Happy Mother's Day,
Happy Mother's Day to you. And happy Mother's Day to all of you your mothers and second mothers and surrogate mothers and helper mothers for all of you out there. Thanks for joining us on the show. Mwah. Bye. Tell me about David. Isn't he amazing?
He's a genius.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.